What's up, everybody? It's John from the Untitled Chapter. Now, I'm going to review another of the cartoons of a classic. Something that I used to watch when I was a kid. When I was little, I used to watch when I was a kid. When it used to be reruns on TV, probably on Boomerang. Used to be like reruns and stuff, and I used to watch it all the time, and I still love watching it as today. It has to be like one of my favorite cartoons. It is Tom and Jerry. Now, I'm going to review some of my favorite TV shows from Tom and Jerry. So let's get started, shall we? Just in case if you're wondering, Tom is a cat, Jerry is a mouse. But anyways, let's get started. Now the TV show itself, it came out in 1940, and it's still going on. So let's start off with this earlier designs of an old Tom and Jerry. That was in the volume 1. If you watch the first episode, and then if you watch the second episode from all these episodes from volume 1, then you'll know it is a very old episode and a very old Tom and Jerry. This is the way Tom used to look, and this is the way Jerry used to look either. You can tell their old looks for their earlier design. And I gotta admit, I really love the earlier old designs of Tom and Jerry. I love it. I love the old ones. They're great. It's so much better than the earlier old designs of Looney Tunes. For example, Bugs Bunny. If you look up some of the earlier old designs of Bugs Bunny, you know, the earlier really old, it'll be like, that one's not good. It's so boring and it's not funny. I like the updated old Bugs Bunny with the old Looney Tunes, if you know what I'm talking about, because it was fun. But the one they designed really old, like, yeah, that's not good. But the old designs from Tom and Jerry were great. They're actually fun to watch. Another they did, like it's really old, is it's from, for example, an episode, Baby Puss. That's an odd episode name, Baby Puss. I'd rather call this Baby Tom. I think Baby Tom is a much better name of the episode. I know Puss is not really a curse word of the swearing, but sounds close enough. But yeah, so from that episode of Baby Tom, a little bit changed for the old designs, you can tell. And I have to say, out of all the old Tom and Jerry's like that, this has to be my favorite Tom and Jerry episode out of the old Tom and Jerry episodes. This has to be my favorite, when the little girl treats Tom, her pet cat, like a baby. It's actually funny to watch. And then Jerry was making fun of him. And then Jerry forced Butch and the other two cats to make fun of Tom since he's a baby. That's actually funny. I loved it. And then I do like the other old Tom and Jerry's where they did a bit of an updated it, and since that's what they look like, it's actually fun too. I love them as well. They're actually fun. One of my favorite episodes is the cruise ship episode where it's on a huge boat of the cruise ship that Tom has to keep Jerry out of it. But Jerry wants to go on there so he can go on a Hawaii vacation. That's an awesome episode, the cruise ship episode. Love it. So yeah, I do love that. Also, I love the other old Tom and Jerry's. The one from Chuck Jones. I think Chuck Jones also works on Looney Tunes with Bugs Bunny and all that. I think it works on that. I think so. So they also did their version of Tom and Jerry. I love that one too. That's a great one. And I know the designs has changed, but they're still great. They still look great. And I love how at the intro, the MGM logo, they first have the lion, and then after the lion, they have Tom on it. And then Tom was on the an O for the title sequence. I love that. And I actually, love the Chuck Jones version. It's actually great. Especially the look of Jerry. Jerry was so cute. And I love the look of Jerry. Jerry was so cute. So these all these a bunch of Tom and Jerry, old Tom and Jerry stuff. Now, just let you know, I love the full screen version. It was made for the Square TV. There's those two black bars on both sides. That's full screen. I also loved the widescreen version where there are these two black bars on the top and the bottom. It's like he shot at the widescreen was at the movie theater of the rectangle. If you go to the movie theater, this is what it is. So I love that as well. I love the full screen version and the widescreen version. I love both of them. I think the old Tom and Jerry's, I think they still do reruns on TV. I don't know if they still do it for reruns. They might have still do it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that is awesome. Now, here's another great Tom and Jerry show. Here it is. Tom and Jerry Tales. I absolutely love Tom and Jerry Tales. I used to watch Tom and Jerry Tales all the time when there was reruns, that is. Love Tom and Jerry Tales. It's actually a funny show. They have so many great episodes. My favorite episode has to be what was it? It's the DJ Jerry when what was it? It was like a DJ Jerry. It's at the record store, and DJ Jerry's having a DJ disco party. And then the funniest part is when Tom was disguising as a mouse, all region rats, and then Spike lets him in, and then they were having a party. It's actually funny. Like, hey, back off! And I like how this, it may be Nibbles the mouse. It looks like Nibbles the mouse or a different mouse. Let me try quote that line.
You dirty rat! You stuffed my sneakers! Nobody stuffs my sneakers and gets away with it. Ooh, you're in big trouble. Oh, snap! It's a cat!
Ha ha ha, funniest line. Hey, no cats allowed. Ha ha, it's funny. Yeah, the DJ Jerry, the rapping of the disco party was my favorite Tom and Jerry Tales episode. I love it. There's so many other great episodes as well, especially the one with the beach bully where Butch and Spike were doing like a parody of WWE wrestling of the fighting. That was fun to watch. Yeah. Here's another great Tom and Jerry show. Oops, I almost gave that away. It's called The Tom and Jerry Show that came out like 2014? 2014 or 15? Or 16? I'm not too sure where that came out. So yeah, I loved the Tom and Jerry show. The Tom and Jerry show was so great, and I loved the Tom and Jerry show. There's so many great things about in this show, so many great episodes and great moments too. I love the Tom and Jerry show. So awesome. And yeah. So yeah, these are my favorite types of Tom and Jerry shows. Oh yeah, let me try explain about the plot of what Tom and Jerry is about. Tom and Jerry, it's about well, Tom and Jerry, they hated each other. So Tom is always chasing Jerry. He's always trying to catch Jerry, and he wants to eat him or something. So Tom and Jerry, they've always been fighting, and Jerry keeps on hitting Tom with sharp weapons, and he keep on hitting Tom, and then Tom gets beaten up, and then for the rest of the franchise, Jerry always wins. By the way. And then I think, yeah, it's basically the same thing of the plot. So that's all I can explain about, Tom and Jerry. I'm going to try to explain about the characters. We have those cats, Butch and the other two cats. They're actually fun characters. They're acting like bullies, but they're actually fun characters. It's actually fun to watch Spike, that dog who beats up Tom. Listen there, pussycat. And he keeps on beating up Tom. It's actually fun to watch. And kind of mean at the same time, but I don't care how mean he is because Tom deserves to get beaten up. He deserves it after what he did to Jerry. Yeah, Tom deserves to get beaten up by Spike. And I remember Tom's owner, the lady choose whatever, that owner of Tom. I don't know. She's not a good owner. She's not a good lady at all because she always blames on Tom. For example, she never lets Tom sleep. Like, come on, lady. Let your pet cat Tom sleep for a moment. Let him get him some sleep. And then, when he wakes up, he can go and catch Jerry. Yeah. But it is a funny episode where Tom is trying to sleep. Because it was out all night. It was funny. And Jerry... This is one of those few episodes that Jerry was being nice to Tom, and Jerry's trying to help Tom to make him sleep. I actually do love that episode. I like another episode where what's another great episode? Oh my gosh, there's so many great episodes. Um, oh yeah, let's talk about some characters, some other characters. I like that Quacker the Duck. He sounds like Donald Duck. I like that Quacker. He's like one of the cutest characters of Quacker the Duck. Yes, I like Nibbles. We all know that. I loved Nibbles. I don't know if that's Jerry's son or Jerry's nephew. I'm not too sure. I do love Nibbles though. Nibbles is cute. Nibbles sounds like Tommy from Rugrats. That's awesome. Um, Here's one of the cutest characters I love, and it's so beautiful. Let me show you that female mouse. Sorry, that female girl mouse. And yes, she is a robot created by Tom. Tom was trying to trap Jerry to get him, but then Jerry was falling in love with her, and that girl robot mouse was breaking free, and she's defeating Tom. Yeah. She's defeating Tom. I'm so glad that she's free. She was breaking free from the controls. And I'm glad she ends up with Jerry. And I'm so glad, Jerry was being nice to her. I'm so glad. Yeah, Jerry, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being nice to her. Because I'm glad she ends up with you. Yeah, look how cute she is. Look how beautiful she is. She's so pretty. Like an angel. I just love her so much. Yeah, it's a shame she only appeared in one episode. But hey. It's a cute episode. It's very cute. Also, it's very cute how they kissed. It's so cute. Um, what wasn't a great one? I like the female yellow cat when she has a bow on it. Why do I forget her name? I forgot. That's her from the Tom and Jerry show. Why do I forget her name? I forgot. Yeah, I love her too. In the old Tom and Jerry's, I love the episode where Tom is trying to date with her. It's like the dinner scene. I love that episode too from the old Tom and Jerry's. Love that episode. I do love it. Now, just in case if you're wondering, if you never read my community post before, I'm just in case you're wondering which one I prefer, Tom or Jerry. Well, to be honest, I think Jerry is much better than Tom. If you don't know why I love Jerry better than Tom, I'll explain. I love Jerry, Ben, and Tom because, well, Jerry is so cute and he's so nice. Another reason is that I feel sorry for Jerry when Tom was after him, and then when Tom was hitting Jerry. I'm gonna tell you a perfect example. It's in Tom and Jerry Tales. It was in the hotel episode. In the hotel episode, there was a one part where Jerry was at the counter, and then Tom just he got the whole tray, the whole tray. So Tom was so upset. He was throwing the it's like a table, whole tray wheel thingy. I don't know what's that called. He carries it and he throws it. Jerry was about to run away, but it was too late. And then, you know, Jerry got hit by the cart table, what we'll call it. Jerry got hit by it. Like, he got hurt. Thankfully, it's just a cartoon that Jerry did not break his bones or head injury. I mean, if this happens in real life, if you try to throw the tray or any of the other heavy tables, if you try to throw it to somebody, you could have a head injury, a slow bleeding, you could have a memory loss, you could break your bones, and you could end up in a hospital. But thankfully, this is a cartoon that he's completely fine at all. I just want to say this part, I know it's supposed to be a comedy, but I don't laugh at this part because I just find this scene so mean because, like, I know he's a character, but let me talk to him. Tom, that's not nice. That's not nice you throw that table to Jerry. He's just a little mouse. You don't ever hit him. You hurt him. You don't ever hurt him. That's not nice to throw that thing to Jerry. If I was there, I would throw that table to Tom. And he deserves what he gets. But oh well. So the hotel man was trying to carry Tom to beat him up, but Tom was like, Rodin, get that mouse out of the hotel. I just want to say, that hotel man, shut up, hotel man. Nobody likes you. You just hated everything, so shut up, man. And I hate it when people was judging on Jerry, call him a rodent, and forcing Tom to try and kill him. Like, there's a mouse. Come on, man. That's so mean. You can't be mean to Jerry because he's not a rodent. He's just a cute mouse. You don't ever try to be scared of him. He's just a cute little mouse. Sure, I'm against real life mouses because, I don't know, nowadays I get scared of it, but I like the one from Tom and Jerry's. I gotta say one thing. Jerry is my favorite mouse character. Say what you want about Mickey Mouse, but for me, Jerry is my favorite mouse character, hands down. But still, Mickey Mouse is a great character. I just prefer Jerry more. And I just want to say, Jerry is my favorite Tom and Jerry character. Say what you want about Tom, but for me, Jerry is my favorite Tom and Jerry character, hands down. Just in case if you're wondering if I hate Tom, no, I don't hate Tom. I love Tom. Tom is a great character. So I'll never hate on Tom. Tom is a great character. It's just that the thing is with Tom is so mean. And he is a bad cat. And he deserves to get beaten up and gets hurt by the sharp weapons and get beaten up by spikes and owners and gets hit from all the violence. He deserves it because he's a bad cat. And he never leaves Jerry alone. If I was Tom's owner, I would say to him, Thomas, you leave that little mouse alone. He's just a cute little mouse. Now you leave that little mouse alone. If you don't leave that little mouse alone, You're going outside. Yeah, if I was Tom's owner, I would tell him not to chase Jerry. I'm sure sometimes Tom can be a good guy and help Jerry become friends sometimes. But I know they're like world's greatest enemies. But sometimes they're like best friends and stuff. And by the way, about Tom and Mary Butch and the other cats, I don't know when about chasing Jerry or maybe Quack in the Dark and maybe Nibbles or any other mouses. Now, I don't know when they will learn their lesson, and I don't think they never will. They'll never learn their lesson. Never. Oh, by the way, fun fact. In the first episode of Tom and Jerry, his name was... I'm talking about the cat. His name was Jasper. But then the second episode, for the rest of the episodes and rest of the franchise, they changed his name, calling him Tom. And another fun fact is that the company that made Tom and Jerry is what was that company? The company that made Tom and Jerry, what was it? Okay. If you watch a bunch of these old Tom and Jerry's, you know it was by MGM, because MGM was the one who made Tom and Jerry. But then Warner Brothers owned the rights to Tom and Jerry. You know, I quite wish Tom and Jerry was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but at the times they could not afford Tom and Jerry, because at the times Tom and Jerry was still owned by MGM. So they could not own the rights to Tom and Jerry. So what they did is that, well, later on Warner Brothers owns the rights to it. So what they did is they can only, well, since it's a Touchstone film, you know, Touchstone is owned by Disney. They can put a bunch of like Disney characters, especially for the Mickey Mouse characters. And then they did have permission for Warner Brothers to have Looney Tunes, for permission, that is. That's the one of the and other cartoon characters for permission of the film, if you're wondering for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But yeah, but still, I wish Tom and Jerry can be in it, but that's okay. To be honest, I love Tom and Jerry better than Looney Tunes. No. Listen. I don't hate Looney Tunes. No, I don't hate Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is a great show. I like the old Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny. Not the too old, the early design. The one of the updated old one, if you know what I'm talking about. I love the old Looney Tunes with the Bugs Bunny. My dad would like to say this line. Let me quote this line. Oh, come on. This is shit. Come on. It's not funny. Come on. Put on proper Bugs Bunny shit. Yeah, there you go. That's the proper Bugs Bunny shit. Let me say it one more time. Put on proper Bugs Bunny shit. Yeah. But yeah, I do love. Yes, I do love Looney Tunes. But I sort of, kind of liked the Looney Tunes show, but that could be another story. Let's go back to Tom and Jerry. So yeah, I love Tom and Jerry, Ben and Looney Tunes, but I still love Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is a great cartoon show. I do love Looney Tunes. with Bugs Bunny and all that. I do love it. But anyways, I just love Tom and Jerry better. Maybe because I'm more of a Tom and Jerry person. And I keep on watching a bunch of Tom and Jerry stuff on YouTube with every single night. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I was in the mood and I just want to watch it again because I love watching Tom and Jerry a lot, actually. But yeah, um, what else can I talk about the show? I guess I can talk about um nothing else to say about Tom and Jerry really. Now, I don't like every single Tom and Jerry shows, but these are an example which are the Tom and Jerry shows I love. And I don't know if Tom and Jerry is still going on. It might have been, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's it. That's all I can explain about Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is a classic, and it's always going to be one of my favorite cartoons to watch. And he really hard to beat. Comments, comments below. What do you think of Tom and Jerry as a show? And tell me, which of the shows of the Tom and Jerry do you love? I already told you mine. And tell me, who's your favorite character? Do you like Tom? Or do you like Jerry? Do you like Butch or the other two cats? Do you like Spike? Or maybe Quacker, that duck? Or do you like Nibbles, that gray mouse? Or do you like that white dog? Going up, Sue. Yeah. Do you like him? Or is there someone I'm missing? Do you like that yellow female cat? The one from the Tom and Jerry show? Do you like her? I can't explain about anything else really. No way I can think of it. Nah, I can't think of anything. Nah, I can't think of anything of another character. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't think of any of the other characters. So tell me, who's your favorite character? And tell me, what's your favorite episode for each of the Tom and Jerry shows? I already told you mine, but... And tell me... I almost forgot to say one more thing. Jerry's so cute. I love Jerry so much. I have a funny story, real quick. Peter, the Sonicator, the one who goes to the theater school, since we're both in the same class, that Peter, I think he named his pet mouse a Jerry. He names it Jerry from Tom and Jerry, that mouse named Jerry. So he named that mouse Jerry from Tom and Jerry. That's cool. So yeah. So thanks for watching.